Good morning, everybody. This is the Four Brothers Storm Teams podcast. I'd like to welcome everybody. This episode, we'll be going over both all three of these things: location where we are located, myself and Director 200 or 300 Abbott. This cold front coming out of Canada that is already kicking off thunderstorms, going to be moving, coming out of the northwest, going to the east southeast and then off into the Atlantic. And a quick little update on Hurricane Larry. So without anything else, we'll go ahead and get started. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you don't, a cricket will sneak into your house and sing to you all night long. So make sure you hit that button because we don't want no crickets in our house tonight. Without any further delay, here's your daily dose of weather. Good morning, Abbott.
Good morning. How are we doing there, Dave?
We're doing wonderful. Beautiful morning out this morning here. Beautiful weather out here this morning in Dayton, Ohio. Uh, we are going to go ahead and give you a quick little weather update for Dayton, Ohio, Dayton and Eaton. Dayton's in Montgomery County, Eaton's in Preble County. Currently, we have 77.5 degrees, feels like 78.1. Dew point is at 65.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Our winds are out of the west southwest at 4.5 mile an hour. Today's peak is at 11.4 since midnight. We've had 0 inches of rain. Our humidity's at 67%, and our barometric pressure is at 1,022.7 hectopascals. How's your weather, Abbott?
Uh, Here about 20 miles north of Lima, Ohio, and beautiful, beautiful weather. Looking out the window, just getting done mowing the grass, and there's very few, if any, clouds in the sky out there. But it's about 79 degrees, humidity of 54%. Winds are out of the southwest at 14 miles per hour, gusting up to 17 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is at 29.92 inches. Dew point at 61 degrees. Visibility is 10 miles. Heat index of 80 degrees. And this was all from maybe about half an hour ago. Back over here, Dave.
Very, very good. All right, we're going to kick off real quick. This storm system that's coming out of Canada is what we're going to really focus on for most of this episode. Big cold front coming down. I'll click over here real quick and let you see the correct model. There we go. You can see it's big low. It's still in Canada and it's swinging down into the U.S. Mainly, it's going to be northeast area. It's going to come down through the Great Lakes into the Ohio Valley and move off to the east and the northeast. I believe my models ain't going out far enough, but if I'm not mistaken, when this low pressure gets over around Maine, it's really going to start dumping some snow out there already. Here it is, just August 7th. So we're going to look first. We're going to go ahead and kick over here to our Gibson Ridge product. This is GR2 Analyst. You can see these storms are already firing up over in Wisconsin, coming across Lake Michigan into the upper hand of Michigan. Let's go ahead and get her stopped here. We can see we've already got several thunderstorms that are warned. We've got 5 thunderstorm warnings, 3 special marine warnings, and we'll zoom in a little bit here. This one here, it is city it's by St. Helen. near St. Helen, near West Branch. It's showing 1.32 inch, so a little over an inch and a quarter size hail. It's going to be moving over towards West Branch and coming on down. Get my bearings straight here on. Okay. At 75 coming down through there. So if you're on the 75 corridor there around West Branch, any of that, man, be careful. Slow down. There's another cell getting ready to move in to Bear Lake, uh, and Manistee area over coming off of Lake Michigan, moving into the west coast of Michigan. There, I am seeing a little over a 1 inch size hail with that one, and it goes back. I should have had some of these city names plopped up here. I was thinking of Traverse City, and we just got another severe thunderstorm warning up near Gailing. Again, this is all along the I-75 area. Um, so if you're in that upper Michigan, you need to be very weather aware from, and if you're from Michigan, you know what I'm referring to. If you hold your left hand up, that little appendage over to the side there, at your thumb. So from about that spot north, it's going to be pretty rough weather. But this system is going to move down into the Chicago and come into the uh, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and all of that later this afternoon. With that said, we are going to pop back over to the models. Can you see my model up there, Abbott? Lost you a little bit there on the audio, Abbott.
Yeah, it looks like the model's up there.
Okay, very good. Here you can see the low pressure up here. It's 996 millibars, swirling around there. The low pressures, they swirl counterclockwise. That throws you can see like in a hurricane, this would be considered like a feeder band as it's going around. And that right there, where that feeder band comes down, is where it's going to kick off the thunderstorms uh, for the Ohio Valley later this afternoon. Going back up, I'm going to put this in motion, and like I said, you can watch it go through there, and the low pressure spinning going out. It's going to kick out some feeder bands, and it goes down, and then it's going to move off again, like I said, to the east coast, but mainly the low pressure is going to stay right in the Canada area and move over towards Maine, move that direction. Let's go ahead and pull up a closer look at the Ohio Valley weather. There we go. And we're right now, this model we're looking at is called the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh. It's really good data that we get from that one. We'll go ahead and start moving it through. Here you can see we're about 5 p.m. this evening. You can see it starting to form around Chicago, Peoria, come down through there. And like I said, that's just for this one. Up in Michigan, it's still forming up there. We'll go over that part in a few minutes. You can see it forming, coming through. It does diminish. It will come through northwestern Ohio over towards Toledo, Sandusky, the Lima area, there where both Director 300 and 400 where both of them reside up here in the northwest corner. I'm down in the southwest corner of Ohio, and Director 200's in the southwest tip of Kentucky. So you can see the storm does come through. It does weaken through the Ohio Valley a little bit. There are some little pop-up systems that's going to come through, but if you watch, oh, ran out of data there. Let's see if we get another one here that's got a little bit more data. Let's look at the North America model at the 3 kilometers, the NAM 3 kilometers. See what it see if it goes out just a little farther. Watching it come through, and there you can see. I mean, there's just a huge, huge line going through. The tip of it's over in Missouri. I'm sorry, Nebraska, right there at um, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Missouri, right there, all the way up. And I'll have to change the models, but it goes way on up there. The hit the wrong button there. You can see it comes through very strong storms. If you're going to be near Terre Haute or Gary, Indiana, South Bend, any of that area up there in Indiana, today around 8 p.m., I believe it is. So that's midnight. Around 7 p.m., you can see this line of storms, and man, it's packing a wallop. It's going to move down through now. Here you can see it again all the way back. Still the tip of it towards Nebraska, going through Missouri, all the way through Illinois. There it's in Champaign, Illinois, coming through just north of Indianapolis up towards Fort Wayne, going up here into northwest Ohio, almost the Toledo area. It gets weak towards the northeast corridor of the storm in this model. It's coming on down, goes through Indianapolis. Now you can see it's getting close to the Dayton area, comes down towards Bloomington. Uh, this model is showing it extremely weak in the northern Ohio area at this time. Pulls through, then it starts to try to redevelop. And the line goes now all the way, where am I at here? All the way down into Arkansas a little bit here, but that's the line goes through there. It's already up through Bloomington. The line's technically through Director 200's area, but it's not showing no precipitation or anything as of yet in the Paducah area. And we're going to let the model run on. You see it dissipates and then it reforms. Now, when it reforms now, it's going to start around the Memphis area, very, very scattered, comes up through south central Kentucky to northeastern Kentucky. It's going to come right along the Ohio West Virginia line up through Pennsylvania into the Buffalo area and continue its way on out. And then the model shows that it's going to be pretty clear after that. Like I said, this what we're talking about right now is the Ohio Valley, just the Ohio Valley part of it. So are you ready for the storms tonight, Abbott?
Yep. Actually, I'm off work for my full-time job tonight, so I'll probably be paying attention to them a little bit. And yeah, it's looking here at the Spc Outlook. They've got slight risk all the way up from Michigan down into just about the middle of Illinois, running through the western section of Indiana there, and then marginal risk surrounds that, probably all the way back into the Missouri area, down in my area, and also Director 400's area. And then yourself, you're in the slight risk category, and I believe Director 200's also in that slight risk category for today. So
Yeah, and that marginal, that whole swath there goes right through the Midwest, from like you said up towards the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, West Wisconsin, Illinois, all the way down into Arizona, New Mexico. They're still marginal, and
Mhm.
the northeast corner of Oklahoma, not the Panhandle, but the main part of the state's got a marginal as well. So quite a bit of weather going on today. We are going to take a pause here. Um, like I said, the storm is mainly going to be the worst stuff will be towards the northwestern Indiana, Michigan, and some of Illinois down through there. I believe when it gets closer to the Ohio side, the issue is going to be that the sun's going to start going down with fall approaching. Some of the temperatures are cooling down, so it's going to lose a lot of the energy aloft to develop anything outside of that. So that's
Okay.
why I believe we're going to get a little reprieve from this storm system moving through. Um, we're going to slide back over to the forecasting. And one of the other things I would like to show is here's our wind speed gust and you know it's wind chilling. Let's go over to temperatures. There we go. Now we're going to push through the temperatures. Let's get up when the system's going to start really get going here. You can see right here the big differences in the temperatures moving through. I mean, it's a well-defined line that goes down through there. In the Dayton area, back up today, we're going to be in the 80s, up around director. Well, actually, uh, all of Ohio today is going to be in the 80s. Cincinnati's going to be around 85. Going to kind of go back and forth all the way up to Toledo. They're showing around 83, 84 degrees up there, 80, 84 degrees up around the Toledo area. Lima is going to be around 81. Dayton area is going to be around 82. So, it's going to have a lot of energy there to work off of as we
Absolutely.
move it forward. We'll see the system come down through, and then on the backside of it, it's still the cold front is on us now, and it's still up around 70 degrees in the Dayton area, but Chicago is already down to 55 degrees.
Mhm.
So, it's a big change, but like I said, it's going to start coming through at night, so it won't be as bad. We'll look at the severe weather outlook on this. We'll look at the mixed layer, the mixed cape layer, the values on it, showing what's going on. Uh, do a quick little briefing. We're mainly going to be looking up towards northern Indiana and parts of Chicago and a little bit of Michigan here. We'll see. There it goes. Bam. There's that line. Look at them cape values.
Mhm.
Cape values. 2,000 is normally the number. Anything below 2,000 is just everyday run of the mill storms. Any of them could be severe at any point, but it's not usually much to worry about. Anything over 2,000, 2,500, that's when the meteorologists and them start paying very close attention because it has a lot of energy. And here in Chicago, this is Tuesday at 21 Zulu, which makes it 4 p.m. You're looking up mouse back 33,000 joules per kilogram. That is a lot of energy up through there. So it's got a lot of stuff that it can produce dangerous storms with this. And then,
I think before when I was looking at the SPC, I think a lot of that region you were just talking about is under a 2% chance for tornadoes this afternoon.
yep, this is going to be the area: Illinois, northern Indiana, and southwestern Michigan. That's going to be a hopping area here this afternoon for the weather. With that said, if anybody's interested, you can download a radio app called Zello, Zello. It operates just like the little walkie talkies you get from Walmart. You can set up channels that you can just have a family group. Us as a storm team, that's how we operate. A lot of storm chasers use that app so we can talk directly to somebody chasing the storm. I live in Dayton, Ohio. Uh, I could speak to somebody in Tulsa, Oklahoma as they're chasing a storm, or Mobile, Alabama if a hurricane's coming in. But with that, if you don't want to use it as a radio app and talk to other people, which is a really cool way to communicate, the down or go to the search menu and look up National Weather Alerts. Our team operates that channel. We own and operate it, and what we do is when severe weather is going on, we get on there and announce weather information uh, in might be in your area. So if you're up in northern Indiana and you decide you want to check this out, tonight would be the night to do it because we will be doing announcements as the weather starts changing. We do not make any announcements after 11 p.m. at night, uh, just out of respect of people trying to get some sleep. The only way we'll do that is if there is declared a tornado emergency somewhere. Once a tornado emergency, which is extremely rare, once a tornado emergency has been declared, we will start announcing that just in case uh, somebody might be listening in that area. That is an extremely dangerous situation. All right, we look there. Let's look at our helicity. Get my eyeballs to focus. We're going to look at the storm relative helicity, and what this is again, it's the it's it's like velocities. It's looking at both cross crosswinds, your shear winds and your updrafts and stuff like that. So as we go through it, you can see there's still a lot of it, and it follows that line. And here it is forming, and it's going from right now in this picture. It's going from the northeast tip of Indiana, got a little bit of the southern Michigan, all the way over through Champaign, Illinois, over towards the Illinois Missouri line as it comes through, and it's still there. And then right in the middle there, that is some really, really high levels. Uh, there could be some significant tornado outbreaks right there, and I'm going to lock it on that view there for a minute, just so I can pull up another thing. Supercell. See what the supercell is saying. It's showing more towards the Illinois side. Supercells. Uh, give me just a second here. If you want to talk about something, Abbott.
Yeah, I mean, like things like saying for starting zone of good way of getting that information, especially if you live in some of those areas where tornadoes may be prevalent.
Director 200 just popped in there for a second. The called me on the phone. I was hoping he would be able to hop on here for a little bit and give us some of his expertise. Yeah, it's going to be a bumpy night, especially the Illinois Indiana side. It's going to be a bumpy night for sure. Everybody really needs to stay weather aware. Right now, we're going to pop over to Hurricane Larry. Um, we finally got a update. I've been watching this, wait for the update. Been stuck on the 5 a.m. AST time zone, but we now have an 11 a.m. Here is the update for Hurricane Larry. As of 11 a.m. AST, which is Atlantic Standard Time, which is 1 hour ahead of Eastern, September 7th, advisory number 28. Right now, Larry's maximum sustained winds is 115 mile an hour. That has diminished. This morning it was 120. 115 mile an hour is still a category 3, the low end of a category 3 hurricane. Um, its maximum central pressure now is at 967 millibars, and it is still traveling northwest at 9 miles an hour. That's 8 knots. A lot of the spaghetti strings models are still showing it to come up towards Bermuda, but what I've been able to gather is that Thursday morning it's going to be east of Bermuda. So if you're in Bermuda, A, you're lucky. Why didn't you take me? And B, Thursday morning could be a little rough. You're going to be on the the good side of the hurricane. A lot of the bad weather happens on from the south to the north and south, southeast, east, northeast, up in that area. The backside of it really is a. I mean, it's still you need to be weather aware, cautious. It still can cause damage, but it's not as bad as the east side of it. It's going to come on up east of Bermuda, and it's going to continue on up into the Atlantic, moving to the north. I do not see this hitting the East Coast or even the Northeast Coast uh, of the United States on this. Like I said, I think it's going to continue to go on up and disappear into the Atlantic. Uh, right, like I said, it is a low end hurricane 3 right now, but they are predicting it to be a category 2 when it gets near Bermuda. So it's already predicted to start losing strength and not gaining. And then after it gets by Bermuda, that's where that low front comes into play. As it comes out of Canada and it's causing us the storms, and it moves off to the east coast. That's what's going to help push that hurricane off to the northeast. You'll see it come up by Bermuda. Once it gets a little north of Bermuda, you'll watch it hook off to the northeast. So instead of it traveling northwest like it is now, the when it gets there, that big cold front will come down and smash it and give her a line drive right off into the Atlantic.
Yeah, it looks like there's a high pressure system too that's going to build on the backside of that too Saturday. It's going to help push it even further off.
Very good. We need to keep that away from there. We just dealt with Ida, and we don't need no more. No more at all. Give us a break, especially the South. Man, they really got clobbered on
Oh,
that
absolutely.
Hurricane Ida.
Yep. Yeah, it sounds like it might have been worse than Katrina in certain spots.
Yeah, I believe, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's uh, underneath. of New Orleans, right on the Gulf, they received a max wind of 256 miles an hour.
Oh wow.
So that is that's crazy strong.
Absolutely.
I watched a thing on the Weather Channel where and his name just slipped my brain. What's the Weather Channel guy that goes out to the hurricanes and stands there? I got Forbes stuck in my head, and that's not Contrell.
Control.
Yeah,
Yep.
he went to a wind testing area, and he was able to. He had a rope tethered to him, but he was able to get up to a Category 5 wind speed standing in a wind tunnel. Well, don't want to say standing. He really wasn't standing. He was he was more or less a kite with his feet barely touching the ground.
Right. Right.
But 156 mile an hour. Well, 157 is a Category 5, the most deadly kind of hurricane that we can have. Just like Enhanced Fujita scale has an EF5, which is winds in excess of 200 mile an hour, and the, that is the most dangerous tornado you can have. But like I tell everybody, the difference between an EF1 and an EF5 is your location. That EF1 hits your house, it's going to feel like an EF5 hitting your neighborhood. It's all in perspective. Everybody blows off just an EF0, EF1, and yes, there is an EF0 category, and that's winds below 86 mile an hour. But you know, they're not that bad of tornadoes. They're very weak tornadoes, unless that tornado's hitting you. Then all bets off.
Right. Right. Yeah, we actually had one go through not too far from where I live at, up here. Well, it was in the county to the west a few weeks ago, and they took some pictures and stuff after with a drone, and you could see, going through a field, I believe it was a cornfield, and you could see where it took corn stalks right out of the ground, but left the corn right next to the leg. They didn't mess with it at all. So it's very powerful and it's over top of you, but if you're in the surrounding area of it and not directly in its path, you really ain't gonna feel a whole lot, except for some brief ones.
That's why it's referred to as the finger of God. He will come down and touch exactly where he wants. And there's numerous cases of, tornadoes coming through and absolutely destroying a house with the house next door with just a couple shingles missing. So it's one of the other things I picked up on tornadoes approaching your location is actually your garage. If you have an attached garage, that's a big thing on damage to a structure. I did not realize this. I was watching some. Actually, I think this was from one of the lectures, uh, the webinars I was at, where they were going over the Memorial Day tornadoes back in 2019 that hit Dayton, Ohio, and EF4 category went through a heavily populated area for 19 miles, and it did not go through rural area. It was through population the whole time. But they were saying that garages that are facing the direction, so that would be the south to west area, um, received the most damage because your garage door is not that strong. So it would allow wind to come in and overpressurize the house, and then one little weak link, then boom, it's in there on you. And driving around, I noticed that a lot. A lot of the newer homes with attached garage, and some of them the garage or the bedrooms over the garage, all of the ones that faced uh, somewhere west, whether it's southwest, northwest, the all of them was damaged a lot, a lot of significant damage compared to the houses that the garage door faces. So for me, my garage door faced east. How about you?
Well, mine faces west, but it's a detached garage. It's about 20 feet west of my house. So if I have something like that up here, it's definitely going to take out probably the garage before it takes out the house. But
Well, that's a plus.
right. I'd much rather lose my garage than my house.
Yes,
There's also two trees that laid on the north side and the south side of the house. So sure, one of them is going to do damage to my house no matter what. But
absolutely. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. But one little PSA here is if you are in line of this storm moving through this evening and overnight, if you've got outside furniture, trampolines, the best thing with the trampoline is go ahead and flip it over upside down. It doesn't have the wind underneath of it to help pick it up and drop it 3 doors down on your neighbor's car. So go ahead and flip that trampoline over. Get your outside furniture secured so they don't blow around, damage your house, or damage that piece of furniture or whatever. Just prepare for it, especially along the Illinois, like around Champaign, Indianapolis, up through Fort Wayne, down into the Missouri area. Be weather aware. It's coming. I hope it's not near as bad as what a lot of the other meteorologists. We none of us are meteorologists, but what some of the other meteorologists are saying, um, I do not see a bow in this, so I do not think this is going to be anything like a derecho or anything like that. But be weather aware. It is coming tonight, and prepare for it. If you're out in a rural area, go ahead and make sure if you got backup battery cells, anything like that, in case the power goes out from a simple little tree branch falling on a power line. But get prepared. Uh, you could have a night without Netflix tonight. So
absolutely, the one thing I was just going to add there is having multiple ways of getting alerts if something does come out. Like Dane said, make sure your batteries are charged up. Make sure your cell phone is definitely charged up. I know August 2nd, there was some new information put up by the National Weather Service that there's a storm in your area that's going to have winds that are higher than, I believe, 80 miles per hour based on
70.
when
70 miles an hour
send,
is the criteria.
they
The
will
criteria.
send you a WEA alert to your phone if you have those turned on, and it'll go off just like you would like an Amber Alert.
Or a tornado warning.
Right, that there's a major storm moving towards your area. So definitely make sure you got your cell phones, tablets, stuff like that charged up so you have multiple ways of getting it.
Absolutely. 100% correct. And that falls back to the Zello program. We will be announcing it. Have your EAS stuff turned on, emergency alerting system for them. The criteria, and they got to discuss this. They felt that 70 mile an hour, which is on the threshold of it's an EF0 tornado, but it's almost in that category of a category 1 hurricane, which is 74 mile an hour. An EF1 is 86 mile an hour, though. So, they need to look at that's 74 mile an hour or 70 mile an hour winds. That can cause catastrophic damage on a wide scale basis. So that's why they upgraded that.
You get some good straight line winds. It can do almost as good of damage, if not more, than the duration you were talking about there, dude. So,
yeah,
and
a tornado. Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, a tornado warning is a pinpoint on a map going and doing its thing, to where a straight line winds. A tornado might hit 3 or 4 miles in a 100-yard radius on both sides of it and cause damage, where straight line winds takes out multiple counties at one time.
Exactly.
And it's wide scale power outages, wide scale damage, road closures due to trees and stuff down. So I'm really glad they updated the thunderstorm warning system. And anything under 69 mile an hour and less, you're going to receive your normal thunderstorm warnings like you're accustomed to. But if the wind speeds are 70, like Abbott was saying, it's going to activate your phones, your TV sets, and stuff like that for a larger warning, because it's something you might need to seek shelter on. So, bringing this to a conclusion, I want to remind everybody, if you're curious about our team, what we do, what our mission statement is, and who we are, you can go to our website at www.4brothersstormteam. That's all one word, the number 4 brothersstormteam.org. www.4brothersstormteam.org. Or you can visit us on any of the social media platforms. We're on there. You can hopefully follow us there. We do put information up. I go out and storm chase, so I do get some videos here and there. All of us directors are on there. Our bios gives us a little description of our backgrounds, our education, stuff like that. And by all means, feel free to get that Zello app. It is free. We all like that 4-letter F word. It's free, so get it. And if anything, it's just if you like weather, it's something you can hear. We don't go in depth and talk a whole lot on there. It's just weather alerts. You're like, oh, cool, there's a tornado hitting, some county somewhere, and get a little information on that. Especially, and you never know, it might be a county or near a family member you have. So you might be able to call and give them a heads up. So get that. Subscribe to our National Weather Alert channel. You can hear that. And if you're interested in joining our team, we are not location based. We accept applications from all over the United States. Go to our Four Brothers Weather team and weather page, and click over the bars on the right. You can click on there, and it'll give you join our team. Click that, and we'll take it from there and contact you back. But if you are interested in joining the team, it is required to have Zello. So if you're considering it, go ahead and get that app downloaded. With that, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to another podcast. I believe this is episode 3. And glad to hear Director 300 Abbott's in here today with some of his experience and knowledge.
No problem, Nick. It's been a pleasure to be on here with you today. Doesn't happen very often, so hopefully it happens again soon, but glad to be out here today.
Absolutely. He's a very, very busy man. With that, I'd like to tell everybody and wish you a fair adieu. We're going to go ahead and sign out here. Don't forget to check out our webpage and get that National Weather Alert Zello channel. Everybody have a wonderful day. Director 100, and I'm clear.
Sure.